Harvey Weinstein is the founder and chief executive at the Weinstein Company, one of the most successful Hollywood production companies in the world. Over the course of his career, he had spent time at Miramax, and then ultimately founded Weinstein Company in 2005, and has worked with some of the biggest names in Hollywood over the course of that time. His films have grossed roughly $2.4 billion over the course of his career, which is significant. And in October 2017, the New York Times released a story that accused him of roughly 30 years of sexual misconduct within the industry. So now the question that faces the management team at the Weinstein Company is how to address the situation with Harvey while maintaining operations and moving forward in a I don't know what the word is to use, but in a better way.
How's it going? I'm Julian Boyd, General Counsel.
How you doing? I'm Ben St. Gerard, head of HR.
Sad that we're finally meeting like this, but
It's terrible. It's terrible.
I don't know if I want to say it's terrible yet, but that's kind of what we're here to discuss today. We're helping the executive leadership team make a decision on what we're going to do with Harvey.
Sure.
Going forward, Harvey generated a lot of income for all of us, let's be honest. So
Sure has for me.
He really helped pull me out of the gutter with the job that he gave me, but at the same time, he's generated over $2.4 billion in revenue in film.
That's a lot of cheddar.
He spearheaded some of the biggest films in history, from Pulp Fiction to Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2. He's interacted with...
Don't forget Good Will Hunting.
Boston guy. Good Will Hunting, of course, The Departed. There's so many films that he's tapped into. He's like one of the biggest names in the film industry.
Super connected.
So we have to help the executives make the decision today on do they let him go or not. And so, like, as we've sat down, we've had many discussions. We've seen the media backlash. We've seen a lot of the actresses and actors come out talking about their experiences, their negative experiences with Harvey. There have been a couple positive ones. Matt Damon should have done a better job with that. He should have used my legal counsel, but he didn't want to listen to anybody. It's real Good Will Hunting. So, but with that being said, let's make a decision. Let's try to help these guys make a decision, because it has to be done fast. The Me Too movement, he's receiving a lot of backlash, and we kind of got to push through this.
So, given the dynamics at play and the amount of money that stands to be lost if he isn't necessarily heading off the company, because I think it's going to turn a lot of people off in terms of, not having that clout there. You're the lawyer here, you're the expert. What about deny, right? Just like, let's try to brush this under the rug and hope that the storm kind of ends and we can get through the other side.
Well, my idea, if there isn't any substantial evidence that can be used, the Me Too movement, similar to the Black Lives Matter movement, it'll all, just give it time.
Right, dissipate.
It'll go away.
Dissipate.
Harvey can go on a sabbatical for 6 months, and then we can keep things rolling. I feel as though if we get rid of Harvey, we're missing out on a lot of financial opportunity. Quentin Tarantino is one of the biggest directors of all time. Do we really want to sacrifice that relationship that we have with him? Because he's also getting hit with a different. You heard the Uma Thurman interview where she came out and she was like, he put her in dangerous positions and dangerous situations, and Quentin's a little extravagant, if you will. So I'm concerned that if we drop Harvey, we may lose Quentin Tarantino as well. And his movies generate over $700 million on average. That's in revenue. That's maybe $500 million in profit that we're giving over, that we're getting on a guaranteed basis. Is that what we want to give up? Doesn't sound an ideal situation to me.
Let's weather the storm, man. Let's keep him on tap, and we'll weather the storm.
I think Harvey will bounce back. Somebody else will come out with a scandal relatively soon. Look at Bill Cosby.
Unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
I can't believe he's been getting away with this.
It's been 30 years. 30 years.
So we're meeting today to discuss the ramifications of the Me Too movement and the Harvey Weinstein scandal. It's disgusting. It's disgusting to say the least. A lot of the executives, you'll have some looking at it from the perspective of, do we really want to let Harvey go, or do we want to keep him within the company? And personally, as one of the board of directors, I don't see a place for him here in this industry, especially with the backlash. Yes, he's generated over $2.4 billion in revenue in film over the last 30 or so years,
Mm-hmm.
but we have to make a decision between the money or our morals, like at the end of the day.
100%.
And so I just think going with that, I don't really think there's a place for him here. Will it be a smooth push out? No, but the legal ramifications that we can incur if these lawsuits go through, it'll be way we don't need to take that hit. We need to allow him to take that hit personally. And I honestly think that we have to change the name of we have to go as far as changing the name of the company.
Definitely. I think that's not to mention the cost that we're going to incur from kind of having an image associated with this man, and what the lack of interest there's going to be on the acting front and on the production front from other companies and individuals looking to work with us. I think another thing to think about is kind of the culture of power and influence that exists within the industry. Trying to find a way to kind of head that off, and it starts here at home. I mean, he's in a high leverage position, which has allowed him to kind of conduct himself in this way for such a period of time. And I'm not sure that we want to be on the wrong side of history here. I think we got to do what's right, and create a clear zero tolerance policy around behavior like this.
I think if we do our part to gather support for the Me Too movement, and we help support these actresses and actors that have been wronged throughout these years, it'll open the doors to help others. Like we have that child sex ring that's going on right now that everybody's been investigating. So maybe we can help contribute to that. That we can use kind of I hate to say it, we can use this opportunity to further boost ourselves in the media in a positive spotlight as yes, it started here, but it ended here. We helped start the new trend of fighting against this.
So based off of the discussions we've had and your legal suggestions, I think the best course of action for us moving forward is to remove Mr. Weinstein immediately.
Absolutely.
Independent of what the outcome of the investigation is. I think we should hire two independent investigative teams to do a comprehensive review of the company, look into any past complaints that had actually been brought forward and maybe have been ignored, and kind of make sure that the behavior on the part of the rest of the executives is still up to our standard. And try to communicate to the rest of the folks at the company that there's a zero tolerance policy for this kind of behavior.
Yes.
I think as you mentioned earlier, I think changing of the name of the company is something that has to happen immediately. I don't know what the timeline for that will be, but I think it's something that we need to put onto the table.
Give me time. It'll the legal ramifications of that because of the media backlash that we'll be dealing with that, and Harvey may try to sue. So we'll have to go through the process of that, but leave that to us.
Gotcha.
We'll take care of that.
And I think we have to find a way to create some form of restitutive or restorative justice for the folks that have been wronged by this man, and hopefully ultimately that will kind of we'll be able to find a way to put this behind us and distance ourselves from his conduct and kind of create a new culture moving forward.
Sounds good.